always remember these two things. Keep your hands up at all times, and your footwork is your first line of defense. Hello, Earthlings. Ultraviolet Ronald from the Bronx here. And today we're going to be focusing on the two most important things when it comes to the sport of boxing. Keeping your hands up at all times, and your footwork is your first line of defense. Now, if you keep these two things in mind, you will go very far in the sport, whether it be sparring or your amateur career or your pro career. All right, do not get cocky. All right, the best fighters that are really good at the defense: Joshua Clottey, Winky Wright, Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto. They had that guard up very high, just waiting to either parry the shots, block it, and come back with a counter, or to discourage your opponent by walking forward. Mayweather was the king of that. He'll walk forward with that high guard and just like pick your shots off and then come in with those counters to throw you off. But it takes time to get comfortable with that, because if you're not having weights in your hand and you're just practicing moving around with your hands up, your arms get tired very quickly, especially when you're sparring, because everything's getting to you, the atmosphere. You start to really like focus on your breathing, and you can really hear it going in and out, and then seeing that opponent coming towards you, depending on if they're aggressive or not. So you want to get comfortable just moving around, moving forward in this guard here, moving back. You want to get comfortable with your hands up, going side to side, circling around to evade or get away. But you always want to keep your hands up, because you never know if the person can catch you out of nowhere. Unless you have crazy reflexes like Ben Whitaker, Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr., the list goes on and on. Even Canelo at times with the crazy head movement and stuff like that. As long as if you have that crazy head movement, then you can get away with somewhat dropping your hands. But if you're starting out, do not try to emulate your favorite fighter, because then that can get you knocked out. Because a lot of people, when they're in the gym, they're doing the Mayweather defense, and it's not going to work out best for you, especially if you do not know how to roll. Because if you do not know how to tuck your chin behind that shoulder, you're going to get clipped, okay? And if you do not know how to roll with that hook and bring that hand up, you're going to get clipped, and you're going to potentially get knocked out. So just work on keeping your guard high. Don't let your ego get the best of you. All right, like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. No, don't let your ego get the best of you. Keep your hands high and work on technique. Whether it be the jab, bringing it right back to your face as quickly as possible. The most important combination, jab cross, bringing it right back to the face, or multiple punches in combination, but bringing those hands right back to the face, because you never know when your opponent potentially counter you and take you out of there. But if you have your hands up, that could be the difference between you getting caught with a shot and not getting caught with a shot. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, when he fought Gervonta Davis, he was trying to counter him like crazy. But by him having that high guard, it was very hard to penetrate. If anything, he couldn't really penetrate him. We caught him with a few good shots, but that's what kind of had, Gervonta Davis on them skates, moving around. Had to like kind of counter him as he's trying to get away from Pitbull. But that's why that high guard is very important, because it can take the confidence out of your opponent, and at the same time, it works in your benefit to prevent CTE. Nobody wants that. 20 to 25% of boxers throughout their amateur career, sparring a lot, or the pros at some point get CTE. I do not want that to be you. Now, number 2, footwork. You want to just focus taking small steps forward, small steps back. The baby steps is what matters the most when it comes to this. All right, now you can do this while punching. All right, punching going back, punching going side to side. All right, going to the right, and then putting it together. But you want to get comfortable with the normal stuff first. You don't have to be fancy. And then as you get better, then you can throw the pendulum step in there to go in and out. Okay, because the footwork is going to be the difference between you taking advantage of your opponent, moving around them, and making them work for their target. All right, Vasily Lomachenko, Dmitry Bivol have excellent, phenomenal footwork. Pernell Whitaker, another one, great freaking footwork. Like, I don't even know what to say when I think about it, because when you look at them move in the ring, it's astonishing, because they constantly keep you like, oh, where are they going? And the footwork, remember, is your first line of defense. So you do not want to neglect footwork. So again, practice the small steps forward, back, going side to side, and then incorporating punches in there as you're doing it, moving back, okay, and then going side to side. And then as you get better, if you want to switch things up, again, keeping that guard up high, okay, then you can add the pendulum step in the mix and use that back foot to be explosive and add that power in the shot. And then over time, as you become more advanced, then you could add the custom auto shift, which is good by setting it up behind a jab, shifting to go around them to create an angle that they don't see, to hit them on the side, or going to the right with the custom auto shift and setting them up with a blinding shot. But the thing is, practice makes perfect, and you have to be consistent. That's what boxing is all about. I believe it's one of the hardest sports out there because all you really have is this, all right? And when you have this, there's a lot more thinking that goes into the sport. You can't just slug it out and think you're gonna win a fight like that. You can't be cocky and think, yeah, my power is gonna get the best of them or my speed, and then your chin is open and you wind up getting hit with a wild shot. Ego doesn't win fights. Skill, precision, and high ring IQ is what wins fights. Always keep that in mind. Hopefully, these 2 steps will help you moving forward in the sport. Practice as much as you can. Look at yourself in the mirror. Film yourself to see what mistakes that you're making so you can potentially create solutions to that and get better in the process. Now, if you like the video, please comment and subscribe, and always work towards becoming your greatest version.